A lot of my friends dressed as Harley Quinn for Halloween, and when they all started messaging me being like, wait, what did the tattoo say on your right thigh? Or I really thought they were taking the piss, and I was like, haha. And they're like, no, seriously, we're dressing as Harley for Halloween. And I was like, oh, this is so weird. So many guys dressed as Harley too, which was like my favorite thing out of everything. To be honest, every Halloween I dress as a guy character because they're always like the funnest, craziest characters for the most part are guy characters. To think that like the guys are now trying to take the girl character because she is the coolest, funnest, or craziest, or whatever. It's pretty awesome. I remember doing Jason. That was my first Halloween in America, and I didn't get like the dress slutty note. I went out with like my mask and my jumpsuit and like a machete, and yeah. It was snowing. I was like, surely everyone's going to rug up. It's so cold. I was in New York. Yeah, and I got out and everyone was like in lingerie, and I was like, oh, wow. Favorite Halloween costume ever I dressed up as. Did you ever see Spring Breakers? James Franco's character in Spring Breakers. No. I was shooting in New Orleans at the time, so I went to like a place that would put my hair in cornrows, and I had the Hawaiian shirt, I had grills. I feel like I nailed it with that costume. Someone sent a picture to James Franco and he said, wow, you actually really did a good job. I definitely didn't get hit on, but a lot of people wanted to get pictures. This is without knowing who I was. People wanted to get pictures with me because they were like, you've got such a great costume, can we get a picture with you? And yeah, I felt pretty cool. The movie's called I Tonya, and I play Tonya Harding. I had never heard of Tonya Harding until I read the script. And when I read the script, I thought it was complete fiction. And I thought the writer was so quirky and crazy to come up with all this stuff. And then I realized it was all true. When the incident happened, I was 4 years old in Australia. Not that the news did reach Australia. People a couple of years older than me totally know about it. I'd never done any figure skating as a kid because I grew up on the Gold Coast. It's a coastal town in Australia and there's no ice, and I really wanted to play ice hockey because I think I loved the Mighty Ducks films. But there wasn't an ice skating film that I was in love with as a kid, so a figure skating one. So otherwise I probably would have wanted to figure skate. So I had only ever been on the ice in the capacity of playing ice hockey because I joined an ice hockey team when I first moved to America. My hockey was pretty good. My ice skating was pretty terrible, but you have so much padding on that it doesn't really matter. This movie came around and I just was welcome to a whole world of pain that I didn't realize coexisted with figure skating. I did probably 4 months of training, 5 days a week, a couple hours a day. I mean, right over Christmas and New Year's. Christmas Eve, I was like at the ice skating rink. It was at times kind of difficult. And now I actually really miss it. The skate choreographer we had, Sarah Kawahara, who's incredible, was never sympathetic to when I fell. She was like, come on, get up, let's go, let's go, let's go. But then the one time I had a huge fall, she like came over and was like, that was a real skater fall. You can have a minute. And I was like, tears streaming down my face. I was like, okay. It's funny, some characters I play I can let go of quite quickly, and sometimes I'm really ready to let go of them actually. But Tonya wasn't one of them. I'm still not done. I really miss her. I found it hard to shake her off actually. I feel like everyone's bored of this story by now, the Wolf of Wall Street audition story. I walked in for the audition and Ellen Lewis, who was the casting director, what are you wearing? I was like, my clothes? She was like, no, honey. You're going to go downstairs, you're going to walk into Soho, you're going to buy the highest pair of heels you can find and the tightest dress, and then you're going to come back and do the audition. And I did. And I got the part. I rarely wear heels unless it's for like a work thing, so I probably they would have been thrown to the back of my cupboard after that audition. My first kiss, in real life, my first kiss was, it's actually a good story. My first kiss was on a island off Australia called Great Keppel Island, which is like where a bunch of families would all go on holiday, and I met the boy that I kissed on a beach. Like, it really does sound idyllic. It was pretty cool. I never saw him again, and I remember going through the phone book, trying to find him in the phone book so I could call him, and I never found him, and I was devastated. And then in high school, I walked into a house party, and he was standing at the top of the stairs, and he was like, Margot? And I was like, oh my goodness.